Chapter 9. Luckily for Erin, outside of his run-in with the Mystery Alpha, he had an uneventful day. Uneventful, but long. In order to finish up the rest of his courses in time to graduate, he had to maximize his schedule. The result was a more rigorous semester than he was used to. When Erin stepped through the front door, he was exhausted. He kicked off his shoes in the entry and slumped across the couch. The light from the adjacent window warmed the top of his head, and he closed his eyes, enjoying the heat from the afternoon sun. The phone buzzed in his pocket just as he was dozing off. His sister's name blared from the screen, and Erin immediately hit answer. "Hello, Nina," Erin answered, raising up from the couch. "Hey, I got your message this morning, but I just got a break at work. Everything okay?" "Sure." Erin fluffed the pillow before he stood and went into the kitchen. "What's wrong?" Her tone hardened. "What happened, and who do I need to come kill?" "Nothing's wrong, nothing happened, and you don't need to kill anyone." "Then why do you sound like that?" she demanded. Erin debated on whether to tell her what a crazy morning he'd had. Nina was the queen of overreacting, and if she felt like Erin was struggling, she would swoop in like a mama bird and peck the offender's eyes out. But this situation couldn't be fixed with aggression. "I'm just tired. I had trouble sleeping last night." He grabbed a container of yogurt out of the fridge and fetched a spoon. "I woke up late, and Annalie and I had to rush out the door." "That's not like you at all." "No, it's not." Erin ripped the covering off the yogurt and licked it. "And then I got lost getting to my first class." "You got lost?" Nina gasped. "Oh my god, are you okay?" "Fine," Erin rolled his eyes. "A guy helped me out." "Oh?" She paused. "An alpha?" "Yup," Erin smiled smugly. "And he was really nice." Nina scoffed on the line, and Erin said, "I'm serious, Nina. He was a perfect gentleman. He took me to the General Studies building. I thanked him, and that was that." "And he didn't ask for your number?" she asked dubiously. "Nope." Erin shook his head. "He didn't ask me for anything. Told me to have a good day in class and not to worry about it." "He must be one of those alphas who likes alphas or something." "Nina!" Erin shook his head, laughing. "Why do you find it so hard to believe that not all alphas are lecherous dogs?" "Because, Rin, I know the truth. They're all horny bastards trying to get their dicks wet." "Including you?" "Especially me." Erin giggled and shook his head. "Well, I hate to disappoint you." He stirred the yogurt slowly. "But Remy isn't anything like that either." "That's what you think," Nina snorted. "He's probably got a girlfriend in every city." "He does not have a girlfriend in every—" Erin cut himself off. "Wait, they actually do that?" "Of course. You remember I dated that flight attendant?" "Yeah." "Well, he was a man of the world, if you know what I mean." She cackled at her own joke. Erin frowned and tapped the spoon against his lips. Was that what Remy was doing while he was away? "It's a shame he got married," Nina continued without pause. "That was a tight little piece of ass. I should call him and see if he's allowed to have friends." "Nina!" She laughed again. "All I'm saying is, don't be surprised if he tries to push up on you." "He's not going to do that," Erin protested. "How do you know?" "Because he's not that kind of alpha. As a matter of fact, I'm the one that—" Erin stopped before he exposed himself. "The one that what?" Nina urged him to finish. "Nothing. I just know he isn't like that, okay?" Nina wouldn't let him live it down if he told her about the dream he had last night. And anyway, it didn't mean anything. It had been a while since he and Mitch broke up, and he was in close proximity to an alpha. A powerful one. Even with Remy's absence, Erin could smell him. His scent clung to the walls and furniture like a spicy perfume. With that said, it was normal to be affected by Remy's presence, and have certain urges. Erin checked the timer on the oven and swallowed down the last spoonful of yogurt. "Nina, I have to go. Annalie'll be here soon." He hurried to the door. "I'll call you later after I cook dinner." "'Kay. Talk to you later, Rin. Mwah." He ended the call and rushed down to meet Annalie. Just as he was coming off the elevator, the bus pulled up. Erin plastered on his biggest, bright smile, hoping to mirror Annalie's. Bad day or not, he was still her nanny, and that meant he had a job to do. The bus doors opened, and Erin waved to her from under the condo's awning. He gasped when he saw the girl running off the bus in tears. Anna Lee? He rushed to meet her outside, opening up his arms for her. When she saw him kneel, she bolted into his arms and clung to him. Oh my God, baby, what happened? Annalie didn't answer, but continued to sob loudly against his chest. Erin didn't think it was possible to be afraid, heartbroken and angry all at once, but here he was, ready to rip someone apart while simultaneously wishing he could make it all better. Please, sweetheart? He picked her up in his arms and carried her to the elevator. Tell me what happened. Chapter 10. They sat on the couch quietly, with Annalie curled up in Erin's lap. For the first 10 minutes, she just cried, but eventually Erin petted her enough to calm her down. Do you think you want to talk about what happened in school today? Erin asked gently. Annalie shook her head, and Erin smiled down at her. Well, that's okay. He sighed deeply and continued to stroke her baby soft hair. I get it, you know. Sometimes you feel so sad that it hurts to talk about stuff, so you'd rather just be quiet and hold it all in. Annalie fumbled with the ends of his hair, but still didn't speak. Take my day, for example. I woke up late getting you to school, then I couldn't find the building for my class. He let out a little chuckle when he remembered how sweet the alpha was to him. I feel a little overwhelmed, what with starting a new school and trying to follow all of Papa's rules. Erin leaned his head back, listening to her soft breaths. But you know what? What? She asked curiously. Just talking about it with you has made me feel a lot better. Erin watched Annalie as she grappled with the decision to tell him what happened. Rin? Annalie's sweet voice muttered. Yes, sweetheart. Do I have a mommy? At first, Erin didn't think he'd heard her correctly. He frowned down at her and lifted her chin to meet her blue eyes. Of course you have a mommy, sweetheart. Everyone has a mommy. Today at school, Annalie looked down in her lap. We were talking about mommies and daddies, she explained. A girl in my class said I was weird because I don't have a mommy. But I do have a mommy. Papa says so. Oh, you sweet baby. You have a mommy. I promise you. Then why don't I know her? Annalie's voice cracked and she began to weep again. How come I don't remember her? Erin closed his eyes and took a deep breath. Knowing Annalie had lost a mother and seeing the effects of it were two separate entities. She was still too young to understand the concept of life and death. There was no rhyme or reason, and that was hard truth to accept for anyone. I'm going to tell you a story, Annalie. Maybe it'll help you understand, okay? She sniffed loudly and wiped her eyes. When I was younger, my mommy suddenly passed away. How? Annalie asked quietly. She got very sick, Erin answered, wiping Annalie's nose with his sleeve, and the doctors couldn't help her. Erin was 10 years old at the time, young, scared, and devastated from the loss. One day she was there, and the next day she was gone. I had my older sister and my dad to look after her, but I didn't know how to cope with it for a long time, Annalie. It made me sad every time I thought about her, so I decided not to think about her anymore. Did that work? For a while, yes, he answered honestly. It helped to forget her. I felt better if I just ignored it. But eventually, I realized I couldn't remember the way she looked anymore. I realized I couldn't remember her scent and the sound of her voice, and that made me more sad than even thinking about her all the time. Then, Annalie sniffed again and sat up straighter. What did you do? I decided to stop running from it. He smiled back at her. I decided to cherish her and love her and remember her whatever way I could. And sometimes I can't remember her, and that makes me sad, but... He reached over to the end table and grabbed his wallet. Annalie scooted up his leg to see the picture he took out of his mother. This is my mother. A lanky woman with blonde hair smiled up at them. Whenever I can't remember, I look at her picture, and then I don't feel so bad. He pulled out the picture and let Annalie hold it. Do you know what happens when people die, Annalie? Papa says they go to heaven. That's right, Erin nodded. And when people go to heaven, they look down on us and make sure we're happy. So, you see, Your mommy's watching you right now. But Papa says I was only a baby when Mommy died. What if my mommy doesn't remember me? Anna Lee whimpered. What if she doesn't know who I am? Trust me, she knows, baby girl. She knew you before you were even born. She knew what you looked like and what you sounded like, and she knew how that beautiful smile would look. He pinched her cheek, and Anna Lee giggled. Most importantly, he held his hand against Anna Lee's chest. Your mama knows your heart, because you're her heart, Anna Lee. The next day, Erin sent Anna Lee off to school with a heavy heart. She clung to him for a good 2 minutes before he could calm her down enough to bribe her. In the end, she did get on the bus, but Erin still felt like there was something missing. Hey, Mr. Henry! Erin spotted the bellman as he was coming down from a house call. Henry was tall but aged, with a white, heavy mustache and gray, thinning hair. Hello, Mr. Erin. He nodded to Erin as he shuffled to his post outside. How are you this morning? I'd be better if you didn't call me Mr. Erin. He scrunched his nose as they walked toward the front door. Erin will do just fine. Sorry, Erin. It's a habit. I'll forgive you, Erin chuckled, but only if you can do me a favor. A trade, is it? The man laughed. He opened the door for Erin and said, All right then, what can I do for you? Well, Erin started apprehensively. I was wondering if you could give me the key for Remy's storage. The storage? There's nothing but dust, dirt, and cobwebs down there. And it's dark as the dickens. Henry frowned and shook his head. You tell me what you need, and I'll grab it for you. Well, you see, that's the thing. I'm not really sure what I'm looking for, Erin explained to Henry. I'm working on a little surprise. What kind of surprise? He arched his brow. Just a little something for Anna Lee. She had a rough day yesterday at school, and I'm hoping I can cheer her up. He'd scoured the condo for pictures of Anna Lee's mother last night, but he couldn't find a single one. Just when he was about to give up, he remembered Remy mentioning the storage unit on the ground floor. For Anna Lee, huh? Henry sighed and rubbed his mustache. You know, it's really not safe for an Omega to be down there. Erin rolled his eyes and laughed. I lived on my own for a year in Harlem. I think I can manage a storage unit. Henry studied him for a while, but when he couldn't come up with a counter-argument, he finally resigned. Well, Henry said begrudgingly, I guess you'll be okay. He walked over to the key lock box. But you promise me you'll be careful. Take a flashlight. I promise. Erin held his hand over his heart. I'll be fine.